Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Dwayne Moody. And of course, Sabrina, it's such a joy.
Yes, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
This thing for a while, right?
It's always a pleasure sharing space with you, Dwayne. We were joking and saying at this point he's probably my TV husband by now. So
yeah, we've worked.
We're TV married guys.
I don't have my ring though.
Me neither, but it's okay. Nonetheless, it's a lovely Thursday morning, and we want to say thank you so much for joining us this morning, wherever you are, locally or abroad, in your homes, in your car, having that first cup of coffee, or if you're a tea person, thank you for joining us as you start your morning right here with us.
Yes, you know, I don't have my coffee yet.
It's okay.
But it's okay.
We have the energy.
We have the But let's get right into what's buzzing, guys. You know, I have to tell you about what happened last night. It's tragic news again, but there was a murder down south, Sabrina. Viewers at home, last night, sometime around 7:30, young man was shot to the head, and he died minutes later while getting treatment at the Southern Regional Hospital. His name is Elroy Quinones. And the information that we've gotten so far is suggesting that it may have been some kind of drug-related incident, and he was, of course, killed. It's crazy because the information we're getting is that it happened right in front of his residence in Bakatong area of Dangriga, and his mother may have witnessed.
Oh my God, wow.
When he was shot. It's just crazy what's happening.
I understand that he was well known to the community. They said his nickname was Cabbage, and it's absolutely such a sad story to be announcing, you know, especially the fact that he was killed at his residence in his home, and even worse if it was in front of his own mother. So I can't even imagine what a parent must feel at this time witnessing the death of your own child. Of course, we will be looking into the story. We will be investigating more, and you will learn more in our newscast tonight. But aside from that, I want to touch, Dwayne, on your 5-point breakdown last night. Viewers would know that we bi-weekly share explainer story. That's what we call it. And essentially, it's a explainer journalism story where our reporters go out and they find a topic that viewers would know of, but we kind of just hear it, and you know, some people might not really understand it, but it's a topic that we frequently hear in the news. So I believe 2 weeks ago, Isane's 5-point breakdown was on statistics and the Statistical Institute of Belize and the purpose of the annual census, something that we know all about, and people chase the census, people learn from their house, but the importance of it was shared through Isane's 5-point breakdown.
Of course, and it spoke specifically about why it matters to be counted.
Yes.
And how the government uses this data to provide services to Belizeans, right? And so last night, of course, the second episode of 5-point breakdown aired. It took me a while to get it done because these explainer stories, they're more about sharing information.
They're research-based.
Research-based information as opposed to, oh, it's just a news piece, a hot topic that is happening right now. Coincidentally, though, this, my story that dealt with land and, you know, the fact that everybody wants a piece of land and there are issues currently happening down south dealing with land. It was timely. It wasn't planned. Honestly, it wasn't planned, but it was timely. I think I started off that story just explaining to people what we've been experiencing every single day, which is that people are lined up at the Ministry of Lands and they're seeking a piece of their birthright and they can't get it, or the process is not as easy. And the steps that the government has been making to at least bring those services to the people. So it starts off with land shortage, and then it looks at what the government wants to do to really change up things and really get land for people. And so we look particularly at the Machaca Forest Reserve, which, Sabrina, I found out this reserve was over 12,000 acres of land, and over time pieces of it was de-reserved so that it can provide for land, for villages, for urban expansion.
And agriculture,
like and agriculture. And so over the years, it was established actually as a reserve in 1956, 54. And then, of course, the last changes that were made to it was back in 1996, 98. And now it's only 3,000. 3,000
Wow,
acres.
from 12,000 to 3.
And there's a proposal to further de-reserve 500 acres to create land for agriculture, for housing, for maybe tourism development, for urban expansion. And so that is the issue that is taking place right now. Cabinet has approved it, but what is happening is that, of course, we know down south you have the communal land rights, Maya rights, land rights, and so it's that ruling from the CCJ back in 2015 that is this land, this 500 acres, going to go to the Maya people, indigenous Maya people of Southern Belize, or will it be used for the urban expansion, you know, the expansion of these villages, Yemery Grove, and all of that? And we, of course, have reported on the tensions between Maya and non-Maya communities over land. And so this is the issue that the government is dealing with right now. But of course, the story just speaks of, you know, everything that is taking place. And so it's not about the contentious nature of the issues down south. It's just about, you know what, land is like a hot commodity. It's a finite resource, and there is a high demand for it. You know, and so imagine, and it's just to break it down, the crux of the matter. Imagine you have in one plot of land 4 different houses, and it's all these different generations from one family. Man, they can use a piece of land. You know, it's just that. That is the biggest issue that the government is facing, and they want to see how they can rectify it. And so we tried our best to see how we can bring that story to life.
I just want to say again, congratulations on an excellent story, Dwayne. I have to give you your credit, and every other reporter that takes on these 5-point breakdown stories, because as we mentioned, it is research-based. It requires a lot of research, the search for information to provide you, our viewers, with an understanding of these broader topics. So while I look forward to the upcoming 5-point breakdowns, I hope you also do as well.
And just to put a lead thing there, listen to me, guys. I get caught up, right, because they have this cutting grass, because we had to go into the Machaca.
You are invested. You are invested in this story.
And so we went in there, and it's like, and honestly, we had to share, I had to share in that story the history of the Machaca as well. And so you would have heard that, you know what, it was used, it was placed as a reserve to protect this pine plantation there, and that it was destroyed by Hurricane Iris in 2001, that we had this southern bark beetle that also destroyed the pine trees in that area as well. So it lost its ecological value, and so it was such a good piece, and you know, history and all of that. It was good.
It's great. And I mean, I think it's so important that we provide these types of stories in our newscast, or in our product, at least here from Channel 5, because as we mentioned, the viewers We want them to understand the topics that we talk about. These are topics that are mentioned in the newscast almost every day, of course, whenever an issue arises. But the importance is to allow our viewers to understand what we're reporting on. A lot of times we put in these fancy reports, these fancy words in there, and while there are people that understand that lingo, it's also important for everyone to understand these topics. So I just appreciate these explainer stories because they're for me, they're for you, they're for all the other reporters, and they're for the viewers that just want a regular understanding of what these broader topics are. So I look forward to them. I have seen your investment. We saw photos of Dwayne out in the thick of the bushes, and I mean,
it was crazy.
It was good, and I really applaud you for that. I think it really shows the dedication and the investment from our reporters here at Channel 5, and I'm just so proud to be a part of this staff here. I have to say, I'm so proud of you guys.
That's so sweet.
Yes, I'm proud.
But I just want to shift gears slightly, just in terms of, I'm not sure if you guys spoke about it, but this tragic fire that took place in Belize City, where a family of 3 died. Sabrina, I was out there. The emotions were raw. Just to think that nobody could have saved this family. And despite attempts, all the attempts that they made to get in there, the fire was just too long gone, and they could not save this mother and her 2 children. And just to think, a 2-month-old, a 3-year-old,
and a mother.
And a mother. It's bad. It was bad, and I'm telling you, it was people frustrated. It was like no purpose. Like you don't know what to do. And you could have seen the firefighters out there. They were trying their best to keep and the police trying their best to keep everybody as calm as possible. But I'm telling you, when that body bag came out, it was like your heart sunk. Can't believe it. And I'm so sorry, guys, but I was there that morning, and it was sad. I wanted to go and hug the family, and at the same time, you need to give them their space. And so it's just crazy. It's crazy sad what happened, this type of tragedy. I don't think we've seen something like this in a long time, and I don't know. I think we try our best to say, you know what, please take caution or take heed to caution. Like, don't leave anything lit on the stove. But in this case, it was an electrical malfunction, old wiring, and it has cost a family of 3 their lives.
You know, Dwayne, when I think about the jobs here as reporters, our job is to source information and bring it to the public. But in times like these, I imagine it's the hardest. This isn't the type of news that you want to report. This isn't the type of information that you want to source. And being there in person, as you mentioned, witnessing this fire and witnessing neighbors of this family just being helpless. These are people that knew the mother, knew the babies. And I have goosebumps under my sleeves because I cannot imagine the sense of helplessness that everyone had at that time, even the professionals, even the firefighters. And I think about the mother as well. You know, as a mother, there's that nurturing aspect that you have, and you want to protect your children. But in a time like that, and I can't even imagine what she felt when she realized that there was nothing she could do. We share our sympathies with the family, with everyone that is impacted by the loss of the family here, and we just want to extend our condolences, but also really remind the public to take caution when it comes to fires. As you mentioned, this was something that was a malfunction of electrical wires. So in that case, it could not necessarily have been prevented, but it really makes us consider, you know, the age of our homes or of appliances that we have. And we want to mention as well that we will be having on the show with us this morning Kenneth Mortis, the supervisor at the Belize Fire Station, to really give us some tips on handling extinguishers and whatever, you know, you can utilize yourself to have as much caution as possible to possibly prevent any more of these happenings. It's absolutely heart-wrenching, and I'm so sorry to hear these stories. I have to say, Dwayne, I can't imagine what it's like as the reporter gathering the information, but for me as the anchor reading it, it's not easy as well, you know?
I could imagine,
you know?
It's
really not.
And it's the psychological aspect of it, because yes, we are always out there on the beat, you know, getting stories done, getting all this information so that we can share it with our viewers and with the public, but also at the same time, we think about, you know what kind of counseling the family has. It's the trauma that the family, the neighbors, we ourselves sometimes go through these things, and we bottle up all this emotion because we take on these things at times, and sometimes it's just rough. Like, you can't help but break down, you know, sometimes. And it's like, okay, all right, let's go. We need to go again, right? And so we do it.
And it happens in a matter of hours. You see all these things, Dwayne, and you write about it and you relive it in your words, in your writing, in your stories, and then the next day it happens again. It starts over. So I have so much respect for this job, and I just want to say that while I recognize the importance, I also know that it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
Oh my gosh, are we depressing?
We're not. I think it's important to cover this, but I will be providing some positive news right now. We're going to switch things over to our eye-opener, hopefully to brighten everyone here in the studio and wherever you are. And of course, our eye-opener is taken from dailyom.com, and it goes like this. Our current comfort zone has served you, but it represents your behaviors and patterns from your past. None of us are born with a guidebook that provides explicit rules for thought and behavior that will enable us to navigate life successfully. To cope with the myriad of complexities to which all of humanity is subject, we each develop a sense of habits and routines that ground us, their continuity assuring us that life is progressing normally. Most of us know, whether instinctively or by experience, that transformations can be uncomfortable. But we always learn and gain so much. Any initial discomfort we experience when expanding our comfort zones diminishes gradually as we both become accustomed to change. Your comfort zone did, at one time, serve as a purpose in your life, but it is representative of behaviors and patterns of thought that empowered you to cope with challenges of days past. Now, if this comfort zone does little to facilitate the growth you wish to achieve in the present, leaving your comfort zone behind through personal expansion of any kind can prepare you to take the larger leaps of faith that will, in time, help you refine your purpose. Work your way outward at your own pace, and try not to let your discomfort interfere with your resolve. With the passage of each well-earned triumph, you will have grown, and your comfort zone will have expanded to accommodate this evolution. As you continue to expand your comfort zone to include new ideas, activities, goals, and experiences, you will see that you are capable of stimulating change and coping with the fresh challenges that accompany it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted.
Tell me.
All right, so I understand that you have to be disruptive in your life for you to achieve certain goals. You cannot be stuck in your ways if you want to expand, right? But we tend to, you know, like, we tend to prefer being in our comfort zone because that's what we know. It's like you're going out to a restaurant and you're watching the menu, but then you know that you always have the fajitas because you know it's good, and then you try for some change, and then it doesn't work out. Then what? You know, I try to stay in my comfort zone, right?
You go get a cheese dip, I never nice.
I never nice. You understand what I mean? So why? Why? But I understand that you have to push boundaries. You have to be open to change because everyone around you is changing, and you have to be able to accept that. Right?
I'll tell you, Dwayne, I am also conflicted because I wine at a coffee shop and I refuse to buy anything else but my matcha. Why? Because I'm not going to spend $8 on something I don't like. And that's equally the same for foods. I will get the same thing every day. I'll even cook the same thing every day because I refuse to test the boundaries of my own limits. And I mean, I get it. But I also have seen in the workplace where I have grown tremendously by stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm sitting in this couch here completely out of my comfort zone, but I have seen in past presentations where I've grown, and I think that's the goal of life, to test your limits and see how far you can bloom. So
I guess that's why it says you go at your own pace.
Yeah, you go at your own pace. So of course, don't buy that coffee if you know you don't like coffee.
But go at your own pace. So try like incremental changes. It doesn't have to be anything drastic because really, if it's drastic and you can't even handle it, it's not going to happen. You're going to be disappointed in yourself. It's similar to when you want to like weight loss, right?
Yes, that's a good one.
That's a good point. People are saying that, oh, you know what? I want to lose weight. We always put these New Year's resolution. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to lose 50 pounds in 3 months, and then 3 months pass by and you only lost 5 or none at all.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get disappointed in yourself. So like, take it gradually, you know, 5 pounds. It's an achievement that you've made in those 3 months. Maybe another 3 months you'll do another 5.
Yeah.
Like, don't set these huge goals that you cannot make, but really just do something. Just do something towards getting to that goal.
I want to know from our viewers, how have you tested your boundaries and stepped out of your comfort zone? Let us know in the comments. We want to know. We've aired out our laundry and told you, I don't like to buy anything else that I don't know at the store.
Yeah.
I won't cook anything else new. But I have tested my boundaries and my limits, and I've stepped out of my comfort zone in the workplace. So I want to know about you. You let us know in the comments. We're going to move on to the weather, though, and see if it's going to be comfortable today or if it's going to be hot or sunny. Well, hot or rainy. So we have a recording from the National Meteorological Service, and we're going to air that now.
Seasonally warm and mostly dry conditions continue. The 24-hour forecast: mostly sunny and hot today, and then clear to partly cloudy tonight. Isolated showers will occur this morning, along with a chance for isolated thunderstorms over the extreme south of the country. Otherwise, little or no rainfall is expected. High temperatures for today will reach 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 96 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 84 degrees Fahrenheit in the mountains. Low temperatures for tonight will be 78 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 68 degrees Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds over the open sea will be from the east at 10 to 20 knots, and then sea conditions will be light chop to choppy today, becoming moderate tonight. The extended forecast: generally fair, warm, and dry conditions will continue on Friday and Friday night. And the fire forecast: the risk for brush and forest fires will remain high as warm and dry conditions continue. And the sargassum update: the chances of more sargassum mats landing on local beaches will remain high during the next few days. And this has been this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.
All right, that was the weather update today, and we had Crystal Rosales, the forecaster from the National Meteorological Service.
Sabrina, I can't deal with this heat.
Yeah?
I can't deal with it. Listen, weekend we were at
Agric.
My gosh, I feel like I was dying.
It's so funny you mentioned that because we had a record number at the agriculture
show. I think it was 103. I think it went up to 103.
Well, no. We had record temperature, but we had record attendance as well.
I don't know.
It was hot, but people came out.
But I worried, because I saw, and it's no offense, please, to anybody, but I saw these mothers with kids that look like newborns out in that heat, and I couldn't deal with it. Imagine how these kids were feeling.
You know what, though? There were slushies out there, and people were just like...
I agree, but this heat, and like, you know, we always say that we don't want rain, but I want some rain, please.
I mean, I'm telling you, the things you see at agriculture show, you see the kids, you see the outfits, you see the dogs, they leave for pets out there in the heat, and it's just like, you know what?
I'm going home.
Much respect, but I'm going to stay where it's cool.
Yeah, I'm going home. And in front of my fan.
But yeah, as you mentioned, it's funny because when it's hot, we want the rain, and when it's raining, we want that heat.
Yeah,
we don't want to be mucky out there, and we don't like that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this much. Either way, I'm happy for what we get because, as I told Isani in previous morning shows, the balance is necessary. You need the rain to water our plants, and you need the sun to make sure that, mucky and, icky.
I agree. let's just move on,
All right,
guys.
so we're going to move things on to our lineup this morning. We have 3 great topics, as we mentioned. We kind of teased earlier one of the topics this morning. Our first topic, we will be joined by a representative of the Belize Fire Station. We have Kenneth Mortis with us. He'll be talking to us about tips that you can incorporate when preventing fires, specifically how to use a fire extinguisher. So we'll be joined by him.
Yeah. Cancer Walk is coming up, guys, and so we will have representatives from the Cancer Society via Zoom with us today, and they will be talking to us about everything Cancer Walk. You know, it's something that a lot of people always turn out for, and so and it's so important because we know everybody knows somebody that is either battling cancer or has lost their lives to cancer. So it's an interesting topic. It's the month of May. It's when Cancer Walk takes place. So.
And lastly, we'll be joined by Tubal Vocational Institute, and they'll be talking to us about their fundraiser called A Night in Africa. That sounds interesting.
Right? It does, right? I'm waiting for that. I can't wait for that conversation.
Yeah, I want to know. It sounds, the name itself sounds unique, so we can't wait. But nevertheless, we want to say thank you guys so much for joining us again. Don't go away. We'll be right back after the break.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
This May, things are going to be amazing at Benny's. Find great gifts for moms such as Pyrex Bakeware, Chicago Cutlery Knife Sets, Corningware, Snapware, Corel Dinnerware, and much more at amazing prices. Also check out our impressive line of Sankey appliances and other household items. Take advantage of these amazing deals and discounts all May long, only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Sign up for Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
And we'll be back in a few, so stay tuned. Thanks, Jen. Hey there, we know you have to head out to work shortly, but don't forget that you can stay tuned by watching us on our Facebook live stream. Find us at Open Your Eyes BC, and you can continue watching there. You can also download Facebook Watch on your streaming device, and you can watch at your own convenience.
And for all the behind-the-scenes fun, follow us on Instagram at OYE Belize. So,
find us
and follow us
today.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Ray, what's wrong? It's him. He hit me again. Oh my gosh. This time it was worse. He slammed my face in the wall and threatened to kill me. If you or someone you know is experiencing family violence, call 0800-WAY-OUT. Or you can text or WhatsApp to 672-9628.
We are back, joined by Kenneth Mortiz, the station supervisor at the fire station here in Belize. Thank you for coming and good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, good morning.
At least you don't have your coffee. I don't got my coffee yet.
Thank you for having me. It would have been better if Channel 5 offered the coffee. I had to run to the office, get my coffee, and come back on the show.
So we have your coffee there for you, but when we saw you came with a cup, we said, you know what? He makes sure that he does his due diligence before.
Yeah.
And we were the backup,
yeah,
you know?
Backup, yeah.
I'm gonna take that.
You can get a refill.
All right, fine. Refill in the house.
Yes.
Right.
We want to say though, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, these conversations have been so important for us to have before, but now even more, now that we have been seeing so many forest fires, house fires. In our morning briefing, we were talking about the devastating story of a mother and her 2 children that perished in a house fire. So we know that this is an important conversation to have. But for our viewers at home, can you reiterate from your expertise why it is important to have extinguishers in your homes, to have fire, what are they called, smoke detectors in your homes if you must?
It's been a long cry that we are trying to educate the general populace about the importance and the need for fire safety. Fire safety, in a nutshell, is everybody's business. It's yours, it's everybody's business. So why do we need the basic tools in our house for the first measure of fire safety? A smoke alarm and a fire extinguisher, a working fire extinguisher, mind you, is your first defense in the line of a fire until help arrives. Will it out a house? No. It's designed to out small fires, small controlled fires that is being operated by trained people behind the use of an extinguisher. Now, let's talk about extinguishers first. So there are 5 types of extinguishers. Primarily water, foam, chemical, carbon dioxide, and the one that uses for the kitchen fires. So by classes, there are 4 classes. There's a class A, B, C, D, E. No one extinguisher outs all the fires. So I have here 2 of the basic extinguishers, varying in sizes. You have from 5.5 pounds to 40 pound extinguisher. The sizes vary. Again, like I said, it is the first defense for a small fire, provided that you are trained how to use the extinguisher. It's no rocket science. You purchase one at any of the local hardware stores, and you got Fabregas who can train you how to use it. You got the fire department person who will train you how to use it. You got YouTube. Everything is on YouTube. You want to make sure that these extinguishers are placed in a readily available area or a part of your house that isn't concealed by boxes or barrels, or you come in the room, you dash off your clothes, you cover the extinguisher.
Easily accessible.
Emergency arise, I think you can't find it, you understand? So those are some of the not to do's when having an extinguisher. You want to check it regularly to make sure it works. It has 4 components: the hose, the canister, the nozzle, and the gauge. So this particular extinguisher is a dry powder ABC extinguisher. The gauge, there's a green slot. I like to call it 12 o'clock. When the lever sits at 12 o'clock, this extinguisher is ready to use and operational. If it drops in 1 o'clock, it means the extinguisher is overcharged. And if it goes to 11 o'clock, that means the extinguisher needs to be charged.
What type of fires does this extinguisher out?
This particular extinguisher will extinguish a solid, any garbage material, or any solid material.
Okay.
Whether it be the sofa, the bed. It will extinguish electrical, whether it be a charged electrical, that TV, the burn, for example, you could use it on this. And it will extinguish a flammable liquid extinguisher. So if you spill gasoline and you manage to catch fire, you could use the extinguisher. It does that. So this extinguishes 3 different types of fires. And it really works. So far, the components within this canister hasn't been tested to cause any side effects on the human. Unless I would say you have really sensitive skin, you use it, then you find yourself start to scratch and itch. All right?
Well, honestly, I'd prefer that over burning.
Over burning, of course. So
that's one type.
This is one type. I brought 2. So this next one here, this one class AB extinguisher. This will only extinguish an electrical fire, the TV, the microwave, the computers, or a flammable liquid. It will work on a solid fire, a wood, but not as effective as the class ABC. So you have, this is more like a vehicular type fires.
Okay.
And if you notice, you might say, but why is it one has a hose while the other one doesn't? Apparently, the smaller the extinguisher is designed, then it doesn't carry a hose. You understand? So the bigger the extinguisher, the bigger the hose. And then you might notice, but I see extinguisher is some fat hose. Again, that's a different type of extinguisher. That's what we call a carbon dioxide extinguisher, or CO2. That one is designed primarily to keep your entire electric unit in the next room safe. Regular ABC extinguisher wouldn't be effective on that type of fire as that particular extinguisher would.
So there's some that are liquid, you said foam.
Foam and water.
And water. So any of these liquid, foam?
These aren't the liquid nor the foam types.
Okay.
These are the most commonly type used, hence the reason I brought these two. If I brought a water extinguisher, it will only extinguish a solid fire. Anything that is burning, burn wood, the table. If I brought a foam extinguisher, that will only work on a liquid fire. Right? You know, it's no secret you're not add liquid and electrical. So you're not use a water extinguisher for electrical fire. So like I said, all these are readily available in-house. We don't have to go out to mall and go buy it. We got Benny's, we got Ace, we got Fabregas, which is relatively recognized for selling the best that we need in country, and it is relatively affordable. Now, the way now man will like dress up, like bling, you understand? A suit probably costs $150. But if you take 75 out of that 150 and go buy one extinguisher, that's the first step to protecting himself and his valuables.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question in terms of the affordability of it, because the reality is that there's inflation. People can't afford to maybe buy these things. So despite I understand, you have to weigh the odds, you understand, you rather have it be safe, make sure that your house is safe, or you lose everything. So, you know.
Everything is a budget, and everything in life is a disciplined budget. So I am making $150 a week, but I have a $100 expense every week. So I cannot just literally jump up and go buy an extinguisher just like that.
But you're saved for it.
So I need to start to save 2%, 2%, and while I'm saving 2%, I hope nothing happens. But when I reach that 2%, when I reach a capacity now, I must be disciplined to remember what was the purpose of saving. If you go buy the extinguisher, not the Jordans on your feet.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think we take for granted the security or the safety of our homes when it comes to fires?
I would think we do. There's two types of consciousness or mindset when it comes to garden or property. There's one, and unfortunately it has to do with basically the area where you live. We will have those who will go to the extreme, burglar bar doors, windows, the whole 9 yards, 6-foot fence. And then we'll have those just who live the happy-go-lucky type of lifestyle that doesn't really take into consideration the safety aspect behind garden homes. So because all our guard has been dropped, we no longer have that high sense of regards to fire. We are more protecting ourselves from thieves, not from fires, not from natural disasters, hurricanes and so forth. So most of the time we are caught off guard, and then that's when worst case scenario happens.
Yeah.
I noticed that you also brought a smoke detector. Let's talk about how important that is, even as a first phase, an alert system, an alarm system for homeowners.
This is a very, very, very useful unit. It marries together with the fire extinguisher. Again, you can purchase this at most of our hardware stores in country. It sells for about 25 to 30 bucks. It uses a 9-volt type battery, and you install this just over your wall, probably as close to the bedroom as possible, but still away from the kitchen. You don't want this thing to pick up smoke while cooking just like that.
From the pot, yeah.
You know, so this is tested every 6 months just to make sure it works. Now let me see how this one works.
All right, that's the sound that you'd hear.
And you'd hear this, and this would be a monotonous sound until it actually deactivates. So that...
How does it deactivate?
You deactivate it yourself. you just take it down and you
take out the
battery.
batteries.
That's it.
So this is just something that you can stick in the ceiling of your, or close to your bedroom?
Yeah, put it in the ceiling. If you have those really high ceilings, then you want to put it on the wall, just within ear reach of your bedroom. We always recommend the bedroom, the living room area.
Just in case you're in there.
Just in case. Yeah. How many? That's on you.
Depends on the size of your home.
Depends on the size of the home, and if you have a basic 2-bedroom living room and you want to put on in every room, by all means, go ahead. At least start off with one. If you have one, that's the first step towards taking care of yourself and your property.
Yeah. Let's talk about the education process that has been taking place, or that you guys go around and, of course, share with persons, because I know you guys have visited different organizations to give them safety guidelines for fires and all that. Let's talk about that work that you guys have been doing.
What we have embarked on is you rightfully mentioned a fire safety campaign, whether it be from the schools to the private sector to the public sector. The call for information regarding fire safety is never ending. In our field of work, we do these inspections in various types of establishments across the country. What has now happened is that most establishments that deals with BTB, those Airbnbs, it's a requirement for the staff to be fully trained in how to use an extinguisher. So we are constantly on the go. I mean, we're constantly trying to educate people how to use these things, what are the best ways to help protect yourselves. You know, we look at, sometimes we get too complacent in the aspect of life.
Yeah.
You know, we're too relaxed, we're too comfortable. And then it's only when something happens on a negative, that is when we try to become proactive, and it might be a little bit too late. So, like I said, it's a continuous effort across the country. Any of you guys out there have any questions regarding the proper use of this, the proper installment of that? Like I said, there's a fire department in almost every district, actually not almost, in every district. There's 13 across the country. Our guys are trained, they are ready to assist you guys if need be. You want to say, well, you know what, I just got a Fabregas. By all means, go to Fabregas, do your thing, do whatever it takes to make sure that you, your property, and your family are safe. These represent the first responders. I cannot overemphasize how important it is to invest in one of these units. If you want to do one, you want to do two, I suggest both. And then there isn't just the house, there's your vehicle.
Yeah.
A lot of us drive today, so we do have the smaller compact ones that are designed for vehicle as well. Again, it works wonders, provided you know how to use the unit.
So one thing I don't remember if you mentioned, but is there a direct area that you have to point the extinguisher?
That's key. The extinguisher basically is a 4 acronym type of usage, PASS, pass. For those that have all 4 pieces, we want to pull the pin. We'll aim the hose at the base of the fire.
Okay.
You know, not far away, not too close, and approximately 6 feet from the fire. We aim the hose at the base, squeeze the trigger, and we sweep the hose.
Do you have to try to find the source of the fire, or do you just...
Because these are designed for small fires, the fires is right there.
Okay.
So, God forbid this sofa is on fire right behind me. You know, I'm going to start about 6 feet away.
Okay.
Start spraying, sweeping, and moving, and then eventually I start moving in until I'm up close over the fire, and I continue to douse it until it's extinguished.
In terms of the size of this fire extinguisher, the larger one, what are the sizes of fires that this could out?
This is a 10-pound extinguisher, so this will probably effectively extinguish that sofa right there. That
okay, only that sofa?
Yeah, it wouldn't go beyond that. I
okay.
mean, one of the side effects with an extinguisher, though, is once you use it one time, even if you haven't completely exhausted its component, send it to be recharged.
Okay.
You cannot have a half-used extinguisher sitting on the shelf. Because it's compressed, it's pressurized by compressed air, over time it starts seeping down.
So if you use it once, it's basically
that's it. You send it to Fabregas. They are the ones that does the refilling, and they refill it for you, put it back on the shelf, and it's good to use.
Do you know the cost of refilling?
Off the top of my head,
okay.
No.
That's fine.
I wasn't prepared for the figures.
In terms of my question is, when you use a fire extinguisher, you have to, I'm guessing judging, you'd have to judge the size of the fire and whether it makes sense to actually fight that fire or to call for assistance, right?
Of course. The minute you start using it on a small fire and you notice that, you know what, this not cut it, get out. Because then you're trying and it doesn't work. So leave the building, leave your vehicle, do whatever you need to do. Now it now becomes a matter of safety. That's where it points now to you, the individual, that, you know what, I did what I can do, it doesn't work, so forget it. You want to become the savior of the day and try to push further, by all means go ahead. However, be mindful of your backing.
Yeah.
Do not get yourself trapped in trying to extinguish a fire between the fire and the exit.
My next question, because I know it's about advising people to get these canisters, to get these fire extinguishers inside their homes, but we've seen where a lot of people would prefer to just go straight to water source. Make a grab a bucket and douse this fire. You understand? Like, are you saying don't do that? It's preferred that you get a fire extinguisher.
Water are always old school, and water is always going to be there. We had a fire a couple days ago whereby the proprietor of the establishment, she broke her main pipe to start combating the fire, which by all means you can do that. However, any defensive method you use, it has to be your mindset. If you know I don't have an extinguisher and this fire is still manageable, by all means, go and get the bucket of water, the pans of water, and help yourself.
If it's the type of fire that
if it's the type of fire that can be used on water.
Yes.
You understand? Now, if there is an electrical fire, the presence of mind will tell you I cannot administer water to that because I can get electrocuted. However, how do we neutralize an electrical fire? We deactivate the main panel. You go and you start turning off the breakers, and from there it now transitions from an electrical fire to a regular solid fire. So in the event of any emergency, the presence of mind is always needed for you to effectively take care of any situation on hand.
And take care of yourself.
And take care of yourself.
And normally in those cases, you're frantic. You're
in a panic mode.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a panic mode. One, your TV catch fire, you think for go pull your breakers.
No.
Two, if you the cook and your frying pan catch fire, you don't think for
cover it.
You don't think for that shut off. And by doing that, you create more harm than actual creating good. You understand? So.
Sir, I know that we're talking about fire safety and all of that, but I want to talk to the trauma. I know you guys prepare for these things as firefighters, but it has to be traumatic, even though, you have the skill to go out there. It's your job to go out there and out fires. But when you see a case like what happened on Tuesday and there's loss of life, you have to, like, what happened? How do you guys deal with that?
There's no level of years of experience behind the scene that can prepare you, or that can always prepare you for a mental situation like that. That's a mental thing. You'll have the seasoned hardcore. Oh, I done used to that. I could go back and have a pot of cold foot soup. And then you have the rookies. That's probably one of their first. So for us, the seniors now, we have to be mentally stable enough to maintain a sense of composure for us to be our juniors' shoulder to lean on, so to speak. We have to be mentally strong enough for us to understand the mindset and share that empathy with what our junior colleagues are going through who aren't exposed to these kind of things. Now, as a public officer, there is a EAP program in the public service. If any of your colleagues are heavily affected by a traumatic call, they need some sort of counseling, that's when we recommend them to this program. I'm a 27-year-old veteran, and I'm still shaking up from time to time. Tuesday morning was, it brought back memories of some of my first encounters. It brought back memories of years ago. We had the seven to heaven. Yeah. We had the recent one with the lady over on the other side of town. So whenever you face one, there's always a recollection of the various ones you faced in the past. So there's no preparation for that. That's something that you have to build, and at the same time, you have to be cognizant to say that, you know what, I need some time off from all of this. You know, it has taken a toll on me emotionally, and you never know nobody out there unless it happens to you directly. But as a human being, we have that sensitive nature for us to have a sense of compassion. And like I said, if we're not mentally prepared for it, man up and say, boss, I need a couple of days off. You know.
Sir, and then these fire extinguishers are getting people in the know as to what to do as first responders before the fire service actually arrives. Talk to us about how important that is, because I know you guys are currently overwhelmed with not only house fires, but
forest fires,
bush fires, and it's been, well, of course, it's a dry season, so we know this is something, it's a perennial issue. It happens every year, but, you know, it's more so, and we're seeing where these bush fires lead to house fires and all of that. So let's talk about that. There are other things that people can do as first responders just to be safe now.
In the field of your surrounding, I mean, you live where you're comfortable. You live where your finance can afford you to. So you'll go and find yourself living in a rural area. It isn't properly developed as yet. There are houses, but they're in sparse locations. So again, it's the mindset with a little bit of loving care from the pocket that will now allow you to create a fire barrier or a fire pass around the perimeter of your house. Whether you want to take it 5 feet wide around the entire perimeter of your house to 15 feet wide. Take it as low as you possibly can. A fire can only burn if there is fuel.
What is a fire barrier?
You go around your house and you cut any overgrown bushes around your house to as low as you possibly can. That's a fire barrier.
Okay.
Basically to create space between
that's right.
the
So you're living in an area that's overgrown on 3 sides. Then you make a U around your house, 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, as low as you can. When that fire approaches you and it hits that barrier, there isn't any fuel to burn. Now you will be affected by the smoke because it's in close proximity. But the chances of you saving your property has not increased versus living in a jungle, so to speak, and you know that where I'm at, I'm like 20 minutes away from the nearest fire station, not even take into consideration when your area becomes threatened by a forest fire, the fire department is busy somewhere else doing something else. And then that's when we get the backlash. Call in a long time, it'll take long for come, and my house burned down.
Yeah, these are good tips for persons listening or watching right now, because I think it's a simple effort just to get out there, take your machete and chop around your yard. You understand what I mean? It's for your safety, you know, and to protect your property. And so I can see where this would be ideal for anyone listening, you know. And we have seen, and we've been reporting about these bushfires.
I think though it's also important to mention, as you mentioned, Kenneth, that the backlash you guys get is because I think that people fail to realize as well that it requires everyone's effort. We cannot expect to leave our properties unattended and you know, giving every opportunity for a forest fire to take over your home and expect that all fire trucks should be there readily available for you when you're trying to solve other fires. So I really hope that viewers take that into consideration. It does not require a lot of money to just keep your lawn as low as possible, as you mentioned. You can go a step further and obtain these other equipments like smoke detectors and fire extinguishers, just to really be that first step in preventing what could be a house blaze, just by outing a smaller fire. We thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
Taking back from the top, bringing to the bottom, fire safety, it's everybody's business, and it starts with you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by representatives of our second segment. We'll be talking all things Cancer Walk. Don't go away.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
From now on, when you visit Uno, you will experience an A+ power in all fuels. Dynamax has evolved into Dynamax Plus. The new formula with the ultimate technology and additives provides an A+ power and A+ performance. Dynamax Plus, available in diesel, regular and premium. Try it today and reach further. Uno, a different energy.
What does live and let live mean to you?
Live and let live means that I can be a mother and have a career.
It means treating people the way you would want to be treated.
And making sure your business is accessible for all Belizeans.
It means that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect.
It means to love your children no matter what.
It means to support people who face discrimination.
It means that men and women should be treated equally at work.
It means that everyone is able to contribute to building Belize.
It means saying no to all forms of discrimination.
It means love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Live and let live. Respect for all Belizeans.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes, and we're in our second segment, and everything is about Cancer Walk Belmopan.
Yes,
edition,
Belmopan
right?
this year.
Of course, we have with us via Zoom Victoria Forbes, the Vice President and Chair of the Fundraising Committee, and we also have Rodney Neal, the immediate past President and Chair for Public Awareness and the Education Committee.
Welcome, good morning, guys. And welcome.
Good morning, Dwayne and Sabrina.
Good morning, Sabrina and Dwayne.
Hi. All right, so guys, let's talk about this Cancer Walk Belmopan edition. I've never heard about it. Let's hear more about it.
Okay, good morning again. This is our annual Cancer Walk, Belmopan branch. Every year in May, it's Cancer Awareness Month. So we do our annual walk. We set it around the mid-May, like the second week in May. So this year it will be the second week, the 13th.
Okay.
The 13th, it will be on the 13th, and it's to celebrate Cancer Awareness Month. And it's one of our biggest fundraiser for the year.
Will this be different from the one that's normally held here in Belize City?
Yeah.
It's not different. It's the same. They just do it at a different date.
Okay.
And we do it, yes.
So essentially, we're having two.
Walks, yes.
So so we're having separate walks. The one that is done here in Belize City, and then of course Belmopan is doing its own.
Yes.
Okay.
And Danbriga and the other branches, they are doing their walk.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's different.
So this is the first time that we're having all the branches do a walk, I believe.
No, they have every year. All the branches have their walks.
Okay.
Oh, that means we need to go and cover.
That means
Belmopan,
we have not been covering Belmopan
and the other districts, and that's interesting because the turnout in Belize City has always been huge, and we know everybody has somebody that has died or is battling cancer, or somebody that they know that has cancer. So let's talk about that. What is the turnout like in Belmopan? What is the realities in Belmopan?
Dwayne, can I just intervene here before we get into the actual discussion of the walk? I'd just like to mention that we start off the month, which is Cancer Awareness Month. We started off with a church service. The first Sunday in May is always observed with a church service. This year, we are going to do our church service at the Belmopan Methodist Church, starting at 8 o'clock. We do rotate to different churches every year. And so we start off with the church service, and then after that, we go to the Cancer Walk.
Wonderful.
To your question that you asked, yeah.
In terms of the past Cancer Walks in Belmopan, do you guys have a number of what you've seen so far?
Yes. We have a turnout of, I can say maybe about 500.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes, about 500 walkers. And this year we're hoping to have more. This year actually is the Belmopan branch, the Cancer Society, it's our 25th anniversary.
Oh, nice.
So
Wonderful.
we are hoping, and we have several organizations, different companies reaching out. So we know that it will be bigger than the previous years.
I know that every year there's a theme for Cancer Walk as well.
Yeah.
Have you guys established a theme so far?
Right, we have the theme that we're using is a 3-year theme, which comes from the World Cancer Day, and it says, closing the cancer care gap. Closing the cancer care gap. And on the t-shirts, which Vicky will talk about in a little while, on the t-shirts, we also have a theme which says, fighting cancer in all colors. And she can explain about that when we get to it.
Yeah, let's talk about...
We're now looking at the flyer, which was produced, and Vicky may want to talk on that.
Yes, I just want to speak on the walk. That will be, as I mentioned before, that is next week, Saturday, which is the 13th. We leave from the Belmopan Civic Center parking lot. We have buses that transport the walkers to Camalote Community Center, where the walk starts. We have 3 runs. There will be 2 buses at 5:15 a.m. That's for maybe the early walkers that want to come out that early. It's 5:15, the first run. The second run will be at 5:30, and the second run at 5:45 a.m. The walk starts at 6.
Third run.
Okay.
The third run.
The third run, sorry. So then we start, that's 15 minutes before the time. So then we want to start promptly at 6 because we want to beat the heat. Because right now it's very, very
really
hot, so we
hot,
want to beat the heat and reach before the sun comes up.
So it's how many miles that these people walk?
Mr. Running, do you know approximately, I would say, what, 5?
5 miles.
Yeah, about 5 miles.
About 5, yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You know, and these people are not only from the corporate citizens, they're also people who have been affected and those who have survived cancer, right?
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. We have walkers that usually join us every year. We have the Scouts, we have the Girl Guides, we have the group of boys from the Global Outreach, and then from the organizations, we have DFC, they usually joined us, Social Security. This year we'll be having the PSU, they always join us as well. St. John's Credit Union, National Bank of Belize, BTL, all these organizations, they joined us for the walk. And as you mentioned, yes, it's not just walking, they walk to support somebody that has been, as you mentioned, somebody or everybody has been affected by cancer. So they walk to support someone that is fighting it, someone that have survived it, and just to remember those that have taken. Some walk, and you can see on their shirts that they have on, they designed their shirt with their loved one based on the support that they are walking, and to show who they are walking for. Maybe their mom, their dad, or somebody, a friend or someone.
I want to touch on. Yes, you can go. You can go.
Could I just add to what Vicky said? When you look at the pictures, and we had sent some to you all to play while we are talking now, but when you look at the pictures, you can see the diversity of people who walk, right? We have a rainbow of colors.
Yeah.
Not only in terms of actual color, skin color, but also in terms of the
type of cancers.
The financial status of the persons,
the demographics.
Right? The demographics, you can actually see. When you look at those pictures, you cannot help but be moved to see the type of people who walk, and it's right across the board. Right across the board. I was looking at some pictures yesterday and said, hey, it really strikes me that we have different colors, different people at different status, and it's really, really heartwarming.
Yeah. They always say cancer has no bias. It affects everyone and anyone. But I want to ask you guys over at the Cancer Society Belmopan branch, what does this theme mean to you? Closing the cancer care gap. We know whenever we talk about cancer, of course, finances are always one of the hardest topics to have because it costs to get treatment. A lot of times persons affected by cancer would have to go outside of the country as well to seek treatment, whether it's radiation or chemotherapy. What is the cancer care gap and what does it mean to the Belmopan branch?
Thank you very much. I can take this one, Vicky, I believe. What happens is this, that sometimes we forget what our original purpose is. And our original purpose is to prevent cancer. To prevent cancer, so we do not have to go through all this matter of testing and being treated, whether chemotherapy or surgery or radiation therapy. And also, as you rightly said just now, one of the gaps that we face is the matter of access. Access because of financial restraints, which is a very important consideration. And also in Belize, for example, when somebody has to get radiation therapy, we do not have radiation therapy available in Belize. So someone has to leave the country either to Guatemala or to Mexico, normally in Merida, and very rarely can one afford to go to the United States. So there's a gap there. There's also a gap in terms of persons' access to medical care. Sometimes they live far away in the villages, and or they just cannot get to a doctor. So that is what we refer to as the gap. There's a gap there which we need to close. We need to close it by preventing cancer in the first instance, and also by assisting persons financially, which we do. We do have a financial assistance program. We cannot cover the full cost, but we do and provide some assistance to patients who need to get care.
And so I'm assuming that that's where the Cancer Walk comes in, because it is one of the bigger fundraising events that you guys have. So let's talk about that, because Miss Victoria was talking about, you know what, you guys have support from all these different corporate citizens who have already expressed interest in showing up and showing out, no?
Yes, these organizations, we reach out and we ask them for their support. They walk, some of them donate cash, because as you mentioned, that we need the finance to support those that reached out to us. And as the years go by, we have noticed that we have been receiving more requests for assistance. So these organizations are supporting and assisting us in that way.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we invite the public out to partake in this year's Belmopan Cancer Walk, happening May 13th.
Yeah.
Is there any last words when it comes to the importance of advocacy for persons to get their screening ahead of time when it comes to cancer awareness?
Thank you very much, Sabrina. Yes, in fact, I spoke initially about the whole matter of prevention, right? And prevention is linked with early detection, because if you read about the different types of cancer, almost inevitably, they will say that you need to detect the cancer early. Once it is detected early, then the chances of success in terms of treatment are extremely high. So that is it basically, and that is where the public awareness and education comes in. As I said before, we have to remember that our first focus, our main focus must be prevention, prevention, prevention. As you have so many things with prevention. Prevention is better than cure. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, etc. and whatnot, right? And I would like, before we get up, we terminate, I'd just like to mention that we will have an opening ceremony at the Camalote Community Center before the walk starts, and that will be, we will have a prayer, and the chairman of the village council will make some brief remarks to the walkers, and then our president, Mr. Luke Ramos, will give a brief address to the walkers before we move off. When we get to Belmopan, we will also have a closing ceremony. We've never had an official closing ceremony. We have done things afterwards, but this time we are having an official closing ceremony, which is a short ceremony within which we will have one essay that is going to be read in connection with our essay competition that we are doing with the high school, with Belmopan. Comprehensive School, with the Methodist High School, with the Olag, Our Lady of Guadalupe High School, with Belmopan Baptist High School, and also Belize Christian Academy. So we're doing a competition both for posters and for essays. And we'll read the essay. The winning essay will be read at the closing ceremony. And we will end off, of course, we will have snacks for sale. That is important. A part, again, of the whole matter of financial assistance and getting some money to assist those who need the assistance, right? And we finish off with Mr. Ben McCoy doing his War and Cancer song. We close off the program then at that. So we want to ask all the walkers to stay around for this brief closing ceremony.
And before we go, we want to thank those supporters and sponsors as well, if we can do that.
No problem.
Okay, we have Cool Delights, CPBL, Belmopan Red Cross, Kikiwits, the Alliance Security, members of the society, Mrs. Del Marie Fairweather, Ms. Dalila Alpuche, the Belmopan City Council and the Mayor of Belmopan, the Traffic Department, the police, and Ramos Pest Control and Service. These are our supporters and sponsors so far for our 2023 Annual Cancer Walk.
Oh. Did you mention Zeta? Did you mention Zeta and Vicky?
And Zeta.
Okay. Zeta, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Wow.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I think it's important to mention that it's never too late to sponsor as well. I imagine that you guys are still welcoming sponsors to come on board. You don't have to have someone that have been impacted or affected by cancer. As we mentioned, cancer has no bias. It might not be today, but it could be tomorrow. It could be yourself, or it could be someone that you love. So
exactly.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Tubal talking about Africa. All right. All right, don't go away.
With eCash, bill payment is extremely convenient, and all utility companies accept eCash payments. What's even better? You get to split bills with your roommates, siblings, or whoever you desire. Simply open your eCash app, go to Bill Pay, tap the respective utility company, enter the information, and pay the bill. Then tap the transaction made. Tap Split the bill. Select Evenly. Send the request to who you are splitting the bill with, and get notified when they pay. Talk about making life easy and avoiding confusion. You can split the bill for restaurants, grocery stores, and for any eCash payment you make. To find your next yummy meal, hair treatment, or chill spot, simply open the app and utilize the geolocation service to see nearby businesses that accept eCash. Geolocation and bill payment make life a whole lot easier.
Share plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
And we'll be back in a few, so stay tuned. Thanks, Jen. Hey there, we know you have to head out to work shortly, but don't forget that you can stay tuned by watching us on our Facebook live stream. Find us at Open Your Eyes BC, and you can continue watching there. You can also download Facebook Watch on your streaming device, and you can watch at your own convenience.
And for all the behind-the-scenes fun, follow us on Instagram at OYE Belize. So,
find us
and follow us
today.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
It's time that we realize that we must work together to thrive. The world as we know it, the sky and below it. Could I never have more wonder? Yeah, with life and all you see and the climate's changing. But hope is remaining. And we can't ignore the future. It depends on you and me. One chance, all that we got. One voice, together we start. Take care. The world where we live, permite a todos vivir. Tomamos la oportunidad para guardar la humanidad. And I must leave no one behind because we are. One climate, one Caribbean. One climate,
Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. If you have a picture, video or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
Welcome back. We are joined by Tubal Institute, Tubal and Vocational Institute here to talk about a night in Africa. Guys, they're taking us around the world and we're going all the way to Africa. Hopefully we're not jet lagged, but we are excited to have you guys here with us. Good morning. We are joined by Linford Garbett. He is the Public Relations Officer. And Danine Maivit, she is the Catering and Hospitality Instructor. And Minstrel Ruiz, she is the Secretary at Tubal Trade and Vocational Institute. Good morning, guys. Welcome.
Guys. Let's talk A Night in Africa. What is this all about? How did it start?
Okay, Tubal Trade and Vocational Institute bring up this Night in Africa because of fundraisers that we do for our students, right? Many of our students were not able to pay for their fees, so we come up with this event that the proceeds go to their school fees. And we also want to do a basketball court, so whatever proceeds we make will go towards the two.
Okay, so could you expand on what the Night in Africa is about, just because her mic isn't working properly right now?
It's an event whereby, as Ms. Minstrel said, it's a fundraiser to help the students with their fees and a basketball court that we are currently put in place, you know. This is actually our 4th annual event that we're having. We did a night in Paris, in Hawaii, and Mexico. So now we're going to do a night in Africa. It's going to be a very fun-filled night, live entertainment, African food, dances, kids, and
very
music.
nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that because we said food. African food. You're the instructor for catering and hospitality. Let's talk about that. What kind of food would it
Okay, it's going to be a 3-course meal, whereby they get an appetizer, which is going to be a pepper pot soup. This pepper pot soup, we're going to also be catering for people who do not eat meat. So we're going to have one that's smoked beef, and the other one is going to be regular, and we're going to serve this with the fufu, the famous fufu. That's the cassava that they they boil and then it becomes thick, and that's the
thing that they pick out. Ooh, that's cool.
But this pepper pot soup is going to be made with a lot of okra.
Okay.
Yeah, because okra is one of their main vegetables that they use in their soups and their meats. And then followed by our main course, which is going to be a jollof rice. It's a rice that's made with tomato, smoked paprika, chilies, and vegetables, right? And then we're also going to be, we have this chicken that's called the peri-peri chicken. It's a chicken that's grilled because, you know, the Africans, they usually use the open fire to cook their food. So it's a chicken that's made of a lot of lemon juice, red chilies again, smoked paprika, roasted garlic, and roasted tomatoes, right? And this will be served with a deep fried okra with a coconut cream sauce.
I don't know, right? And while I understand it's the African cuisine and okra.
I love okra. You speak for yourself. I'll tell you this much though. I really appreciate that that the Institute makes sure that the students learn about different cultures as well. You have taken us to Paris, to Hawaii, and Mexico. And I imagine that those are the cuisines special to those countries that you incorporated as well. Talk about the research that it requires to learn about the dishes that they would be making.
And are the students involved in this whole process?
What we did, before we came up with this food, we did a tasting day whereby we prepared these food and we had the students and the instructors and the staff taste this food. But we came up with this menu by just going on YouTubing.
Okay.
I think YouTube helps a lot. And by watching these videos, my students and I were able to create and make these dishes. Yeah.
And in choosing the location, was it based on what would be most intriguing, the culture that you guys could take on and make your own?
Yeah.
Basically what we see is that we're noticing that everyone is enjoying the African music right now. And so they say, you know what, let us do a night in Africa.
Yeah, nice Afro beats and all of that.
And everything's coming in. So I say, okay, they would have want to see some Bruno Mars, there's a Rima music going on.
Go ahead.
One of the things that we are looking at is that people who are invited, those that are coming, can dress in their African clothing and all that. You can come in traditional African clothing, so it will be a day of entertainment, a day of fun, a day that we will always remember. So, and we are doing this just as what was mentioned previously. It's all towards our students. We are giving back to them. We know that there's a lot of single parents that are unable in these crucial times to afford, to pay tuition, to pay the school fees and all that. So we took the initiative to help our students. We want them to succeed, so we have to help them along as well. So that's what we are doing here at Tubal.
Now, in terms of the getting tickets, people can buy, because it's open to the general public, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, for the ticket, it used to be $50. But now it's coming to crunch time. We have the ticket for $40 general. We have the kids between 10 to 17 that wants to come as well. It's $25 per ticket. Adults is $40, like I mentioned. And you can pick up a ticket at Tubal Trade and Vocational Institute, 10 and 3/4 miles for the Gosen Highway, or the students. Each students have ticket as well to sell.
If it's couples, it's $80 for couples.
Wonderful.
Right?
So you guys are, there's a cap, there's a limit that you of number of persons that you're catering for, because you have to make sure you have enough food for all of that.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do. We have enough. Food will be there. Food will not be a problem. The space is very big, spacious, that everyone can fit in our Paradise Hall at Tubal, right at the same compound.
All right. And what does a ticket get you aside from a 3-course meal?
Prizes.
Oh, yeah.
We have prizes from the younger one to the older one. And like how it's a Mother Day's thing as well, we have for the mothers as well, And I just want to big up some of our sponsors. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, we want to big up Tropic Air, Arctic 10, Golden Bay, Don Carby's, the Roadside Diner, Live Events, Morning's Funerals Home, the Brewery Restaurant, Chicken Dread, Travelers, Boeing & Boeing, Supercar, and Treats Cake on Me, and also Mr. Jason. He's going to provide us with a nice dinner for 2 at the brewery as well.
Wonderful.
Let's talk a little bit more about Tubal and the services that you guys provide for the community, because I know it's not all students that are academically inclined and they more focus on vocational and technical kind of skills. Let's talk about that service and how many persons you guys are working with at this time.
At this time, we have about a total of 89 students. We have Evening Division as well, approximately like 8 students, right? They already went on job training, and where they went for job training, they already been hired, right? So coming next month, our students will be going, the day students will be going on job training as well. And these jobs will take place at FT Williams or Gera Engineering, you understand? And
basically our students just need the funds to get their certificate, because once they get hired, they need their certificate to present. So these funds that we're raising is for them to pay off their school fees, that they will be able to be, you know, someone productive in the society.
So their program is like a 3-year program?
2-year program.
Can you talk about the different programs that you guys have?
Okay. Tubal offers a program. We do cosmetology, catering and hospitality, electrical, AC and refrigeration, carpentry, and also IT information. We also do arts of mechanic as well.
So
here at Tubal.
So talk to us about how the at least the food component is tied into it. That's in the hospitality area where you teach them about cooking and food and all of that?
Correct. I have a total of 15 students in my class, and they get both theory and practical. They get practical almost 3 times for the week, just in order to help them to be creative in their dishes that they make. They don't normally make local dishes. We also do international dishes as well, so as to set them out there that when they venture into these large hotels, they will know what to do. You know,
it's also
so it's also a 2-year course also.
And that's also helping them to be entrepreneurs,
Yeah,
because they can go and open their own
business, and to provide for themselves, you know.
And for this particular event, A Night in Africa, you mentioned that you guys tested out the recipes before, just to make sure that you had the right touch. What has been the reaction of the students trying out these unique meals?
Based on their reaction, or they were like, wow, miss, I didn't know you could put this spice together with this herb and make this. It was a little bit different because the ingredients on a whole is different, but it was like a learning process for them to test out different other ingredients rather than the regular ingredients that we use in our Belizean cuisine. But the results was very good, so by that we went from there and created this 3-course meal.
Wonderful.
Mr. Linford, how does an event like this help to showcase what Tubal is all about?
Well, it really put Tubal out there to the general public, and that's why we are hoping that we would have good response from the public to come and see what Tubal is all about. Just want to go back a little bit on what you asked that was being offered. What is offered is not just the trade, it's another chance for our young people. We can see in society right now, because of a lack of education, we have a lot of crime that is happening. And Tubal is offering young people a second chance at life. It's difficult to turn somebody down. And that's why we take the initiative to help our people, to take them off the street. We would enroll young people from the age of 12 up to the age of 18. And in the catering class, it's not just young ladies that are into cooking, but we have young men that are also into doing that. We can see, we just have an expo, and they had displayed their works, you know, their talents, their gifts, and people were impressed with them. We had some good feedbacks because the electrical class, the catering class, the automotive, all these were out there, and people were really, really impressed, especially parents that came and see what their children were doing. So we're happy for all that is going on at Tubal.
I'm just like in my head, you know, A Night in Africa, I'm thinking, you know, you have to go dress up. You have, that's part of it, like, you know, like immersing yourself into the culture and the experience. And so I know earlier one of you said that, you know what, we want people to come out in the African regalia and really, you know, experience Africa in all its sense. Let's talk about that and make that appeal for people to, you know what, find something that is speaking or you know, expressing Africa.
Are there any prizes for
that?
For the best dress?
Yeah, and things like that. Let's talk about that.
Yes, we do have prizes, so that we also have a red carpet.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a red carpet any day.
You had Dwayne at carpet, red carpet.
Our guest of honor is the African Queen for 2023, Miss Dixon.
Wonderful.
She's here with us as well. We're going to have a variety of entertainment. We're going to have dancing. We're going to have comedy, poems, poetry. We're going to have drama. So it's a lot of things that are going to be there for you to be entertained, for you to enjoy yourself. You can come, bring your family, bring your children with you. It's going to be a really wonderful night in Africa. You'll feel as if you're there in Africa.
So entertainment while you dine, right?
Yes.
I like that. I like that.
And it's worth it. It's worth it if it's only $40 for an adult, and you get to have a 3-course meal. You potentially are able to win prizes, and the entertainment that you will be able to witness. You'll be among a queen herself.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. We're excited. So to our viewers, May 7th is the date. You should be at the Tubal Trade and Vocational Institute to have a night in Africa. They're going to take you to Africa.
Yeah, I believe it begins at 3:30.
3:30.
And of course, you can get tickets from any of the students or even at Tubal at mile 10 and 3/4 mile on the Philip Coulson Highway.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
wonderful.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think it's good. Oh, and of course, guys, the tickets are at $40. It has been reduced, and then of course,
children is $25.
Yeah, and then couples $80. Right?
Okay. Good. All right. Any last words about the school, the event, an appeal to the public, to new students, potential students?
Yes, we're going to give
away. You want to give away 2 tickets?
Yes. Don't want to forget that.
Don't want to forget that.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to give away. They're going to give away 2 tickets, guys. So I just think they should give it to me and Sabrina. But that is so unfair. We're going to engage our viewers online for them to win these 2 tickets.
Yes.
I believe we'll ask questions.
Yeah, so perhaps you can ask a question. And our viewers that are tuning in, you are to be the first person to answer. Comment online, and if it's correct, you get a free ticket.
To go to a night in Africa.
To a night in Africa.
Make sure you pull out your...
Flights included.
I like that.
All right, so what's the question? What do we want the viewers to answer?
One of our questions is list 2 name of our sponsors.
Ooh, yes.
List the names of 2 sponsors. Okay, guys. And then the second question?
Well, the second question is if someone could name 4 of the trades that we offer at Tubal School.
All right.
List 4 of the trades that are offered at Tubal. Right?
All right. All right. We're going to wait for our producer to let us know who are the lucky winners.
Yeah.
Of course, we will be announcing it at the end of the show, so we'll hold on to your tickets, and we promise we won't take it for ourselves.
Listen, if they don't answer, we will take it.
We'll attempt. If you
Just
don't.
saying. Let's be real. If you don't answer, we'll take your tickets. So it's 2 questions. Yes. The first question is to name 2 of the sponsors for the event, Night in Africa. And then the second question is for 4 of the trades that are offered at Tubal. Right? So those are our questions, guys.
Well, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Viewers, we want to remind you again, it's not too late to get those tickets. If you don't win today, you can still buy these tickets. Of course, it's worth it. It's worth every penny. You get a 3-course meal. You're among a queen. You have entertainment and prizes aside from this one here today.
It's a worthy cause. It's to help these students with their tuition.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for joining us. All right, Tubal Institute, the Vocational and Trade Institute here with us. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us again. When we come back, we'll be wrapping things up.
Yeah.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize,
you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Have you heard about the once daily pill that can help prevent HIV?
Pre-exposure prophylaxis, also known as PrEP, is a once daily prescription medication that helps you lower your chances of contracting HIV. PrEP may not be for everyone, so speak to your healthcare provider to find out if PrEP is right for you.
PrEP does not prevent pregnancy or other sexually transmitted infections, so it's important to use a condom every time you have sex and to get tested regularly.
PrEP. It's something positive to help keep you HIV negative.
You must be HIV negative to qualify for PrEP, so you need to get tested for HIV immediately before and every 3 months while taking the pill.
So what are you waiting for? Talk to your doctor about your risk of HIV and find out if PrEP is right for you.
Make staying safe a habit. Step up, PrEP up.
To partake in the ongoing PrEP pilot project, which ends in December, visit Matron Roberts Polyclinic or the Belize Family Life Association in Belize City.
Investment Services Explained. In September 1999, SSB's Mortgage and Investment Unit was created. The unit later became the Investment Department in 2005 and officially Investment Services in October 2007. So, what is the Investment Services role? How does Investment Services help to support Social Security and you? And why is Investment Services important to Belize? Investment Services' function is to make prudent investments in the form of commercial loans, shares, and real estate development. The interest income generated from these investments ensures the fund is sustainable to pay current and future Social Security benefits to its insured persons. The investment income is used to support the working population and pay pensions such as retirement and invalidity. Additionally, investment loans support economic development through commercial loans to startup and existing businesses while aiding in increased production of goods and services. We can expect Investment Services to continuously impact the lives of every insured person through Social Security pensions. Investment Services will continue to support the Belizean economy through secure investments in various industries. And that is why Investment Services exists. Social Security Board, an investment for you, your family, your future.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
We are back, wrapping things up after a wonderful Thursday morning with you, Dwayne.
It was really fun. Of course, you know, interestingly, a lot of different topics, but it's like it was fun, right?
Yes, yes.
From the serious topics about fire safety to of course, a night in Africa, you know, food and everything African. And then, of course, we also had the Cancer Society Belmopan branch that spoke to us about, you know what, their activities that they're having on the 13th of May. It's interesting because for some reason I felt like, you know, there was only one cancer walk and the one that we see.
know.
Right? And that's so sad. I can't believe I didn't realize that there were cancer walks held all over the country. It's like...
Especially with the job we have.
Right? And so that took me by surprise. But of course, you know, all across the country, we have people who are battling cancer, those who have survived, and then, of course, those who mourn the loss of people who have lost that fight. But cancer is everybody. It's like everybody's business. You know somebody that has either died or survived or has battled with cancer. And so it's interesting that we have these conversations and we're able to keep people in the loop that, you know what, go and check yourself. You know, screening is better. Prevention is better than cure. I think that was one of the messages that came out of that segment today.
I mean, definitely. The month of May is Cancer Awareness Month, but we encourage our viewers to keep cancer in mind every month. Cancer has no bias, as we mentioned. Anyone can be affected. It could be you, it could be your loved ones. So even outside of the month of May, ensure that you screen yourselves for all types of cancers, especially if you have cancer in your family. Of course, May 13th, as you mentioned, will be the Belmopan Cancer Walk. So we invite Belmopanese, and even if you're not from Belmopan, to attend the Cancer Walk. It's not too late to get tickets. Shirts. It's also not too late to sponsor the event as well. We encourage everyone to come out, show out, and support a loved one. Even if you don't know anyone, just support the people there.
And, and then, of course, fire safety. That was what we started off the OYE today with. Really, there are simple things that you can do, like having up smoke detectors, having a fire extinguisher inside your home, these basic things, even clearing your yard in terms of bushfires. We had, of course, Kenneth Mortis, the station supervisor for the National Fire Service here, and he spoke about the things that you can do, that there are different types of fire extinguishers to out different types of fires, and that people need to have a clear head when, as first responders, when you are battling a fire ahead of the firefighters, the professionals coming to your home.
For me, what really stood out is what I mentioned in that segment, that it's important for all of us to work together. I think too often we expect that it's the jobs of the fire officers to just come and extinguish our fires, but extinguishing a fire starts from preventing a fire. And really just the investment that it takes. It could be as cheap as just keeping your lawn as low as possible to buying a smoke detector that's only $20 to, you know, bigger investments like fire extinguishers of all types and sizes. Kenneth Mortis informed us of the different areas and locations that you can purchase fire extinguishers, and to learn how to use them as well. He also shared with you the prices of the extinguishers,
and that's
so you can mention them just in case you want to know.
He says a 2.5 pound ABC is $72, while a 5 pound ABC is $103.50. A 10 pound ABC, which we saw here today, it was the bigger canister, is $146.52, while the 20 pound canister is $228.65, all Fireman brand. The smoke detector is around $28, and all of these are available at Fabregas. Prices upon request to refill, what have you. You can contact Fabregas Belize Limited, that's located on the George Price Highway at 222-5328 or 222-4674.
Perfect. All right, and closing things off, we took you Well, we almost took you to Africa, but we invite you to join the Tubal Trade and Vocational Institute this May 3rd, this Sunday, to Africa. They're inviting you there. Of course, we have 2 winners to mention as well. We asked you 2 questions. We asked you, the first question was to list the 2 sponsors of the event and 4 trades that are offered at the Institute. And we have 2 winners to announce.
Yeah.
We have with us, we want to announce Eligio Grajales as the first winner. So you get a ticket to attend a night in Africa. And our second winner?
Yeah, second winner was is Shande Shanice Arthurs. Now, guys, you can come and pick up your tickets right here at Channel 5 Studios on Coney Drive, and it has to be today before 4:30 p.m. Yeah, so right here at Channel 5 Studios on Coney Drive in Belize City, Eligio Grajales and Shande Shanice Arthurs. We got your tickets.
Yes, and we wanna ask you to bring your IDs because we don't want to give away your tickets to someone else. But if you don't show up, me and Dwayne Gwine ourselves. I'm just saying, we want to go. We want to eat the food. But nonetheless, we have a birthday shout out, and we have to mention these 2 birthdays. We have to, Dwayne. We have to.
Of course, we want to say the happiest birthday to Khalees. Of course, from your godfather, me. Of course, from your mom, and then your family and friends. Wishing you all the very best, Kel, on your birthday today, okay?
Yes, and the other birthday shout out is
Linda King.
Happy birthday to you, Linda King. We hope that you have a wonderful day today and an even better rest of your week.
Yes.
Wherever you are, with whomever you are with, we hope that it's perfect. Today should be a perfect day for everyone celebrating a birthday. So to all of the birthday girls and boys, men and women, happy birthday to you. And if you would like to send a birthday shout out, you can do so. Contact us via our email at oye@channel5belize.com. But you can also tune in tomorrow on our Facebook page at at Open Your Eyes. And you can get behind the scenes footage of everything that happens on set on our Instagram at OYEBelize.
And
guys,
talk about tomorrow, Sabrina.
Yes.
It's Cinco de Mayo. Woo! Listen to me. Get out those sombreros, get ready for some tequila shots, and get ready for some tacos.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much. I'm happy about hosting tomorrow. I am so happy to be here. I'm not going to eat tonight because I'm ready to get my tacos. And we are inviting you guys, the viewers, to join us tomorrow again when you open your eyes to start your morning right. Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a good one, Belize.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.